What's up, everybody? It's your boy Charles in Israel, checking in, the thumbs up button. Listen, we about to get into it. So there's been speculation that there's some friction between Ice Cube, the legendary rapper Ice Cube, and Mack 10 when he was asked on the Breakfast Club if by Charlamagne the God, if there would ever be a reunion between the West Coast with Ice Cube, Dub C, and Mack 10, the West Side Connection. Let's go ahead and play this clip. Let's see what the Don Mega says.
Mount Westmore, y'all out here cooking with that. But I saw a pic the other day of you and Dub C.
Yeah.
Is there ever a chance we could get a West Side Connection reunion with you, Dub, and Mack 10?
Probably not. Probably not.
Why?
I don't want to do another West Side Connection.
Yeah. I saw Mack 10 on Vlad TV, and I always wonder what happened with that relationship.
When you get him on,
his side,
of course he do. Of course he do. I don't want to talk about it, to be honest, because he know what it is. That's all that need to matter to me. He know what it is.
All right. Well,
So wow. So Ice Cube has always been you ask him a question, he'll answer it. Like, he never really holds his tongue. This is the first time I've ever seen him hold his tongue, But check this out though. Reggie Wright, Reggie Wright used to be Suge's right-hand man at Death Row. He spoke on the situation that happened between Ice Cube and Mack 10. Let's go ahead and check that clip out, and I'll be right back.
They were about to go on this big West Side Connection tour sometime in early 2000s, mid 2000s. The Badal and all of that, when it was hot. And a little bit after that, they were about to go make some money. But in the meantime, Ice Cube and his wife have a great relationship. One that's like, Cookie and Magic Johnson, and people that's been together for a while, that stuck with their woman. And they've been together for a while. And so she kind of like run and deal with a lot of stuff. But Mack 10 have a Paru blood entourage, and they have Crips entourage, right? Not saying anybody gangbang or anything like that. But the entourage is us. And some of Mack 10 do rob his wife, I think her name is Kim, I forget her name, but robbed his wife's brother. And she was furious. Mack 10 wife was furious. Not Mack 10, I'm sorry. Ice Cube wife was furious. So she told Q, "No, you ain't making no money, you ain't doing nothing with him." And she put the smash down. Now, one thing I do like about him, and I got this from this horse's mouth, Dub C, she was like, "We ain't doing it, but Dub C and Mack needed some money. They were, depending on this tour." She took care of Dub C. Mack 10, Ice Cube and the wife, they elected to pay Dub. That's why Dub and Cube are still cool to this day. But she said, "We ain't messing with Mack 10 no more. And he ain't making no money off of us."
Wow. So that is So Mack 10's homeboys robbed Ice Cube's wife's brother. Because from what I'm hearing, I know some people that work with Ice Cube. He hires a lot of his family, his wife's family. So it's like a family, to make Ice Cube, doing movies. He got the big three. He has a lot of things working. He hires a lot of family. I think like his manager, which I didn't know this. The guy who played Stanley in Friday, that's Ice Cube's cousin, and that's Ice Cube's road manager. So he hires a lot of family, Kim's family. So I believe the brother was working for Ice Cube, and Mack 10's, I guess, friends, and robbing him. So I guess the beef wasn't really with Ice Cube, it was with Kim. But how can Mack 10? I guess what would Mack 10 have to do with his homeboys robbing? Well, I guess if he brought him around, that's your responsibility. He's your homeboys, But that's check this out, y'all. We're gonna play a clip now from Mack 10. This is what he said on a recent podcast, but this was maybe a couple months ago before Ice Cube did his interview last week. Let's check out that clip. I'll be back with my commentary.
That second album came out on Who Bangin' Records.
Yeah.
So you had your own record label.
Yeah.
And they put out that album through you.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
Yeah. Sound about right.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Well, then at one point, a riff started with West Side Connection.
Yeah.
You and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of hazy stories around this, but it seems to focus around Ice Cube's brother-in-law.
Mm.
Can you talk about that?
I mean, what you want to know?
Well, what happened?
It was this. I mean, it was this an unfortunate situation. As far as what came out of all that. You know what I'm saying? But the stories you heard, probably most of them probably was. What did you hear?
The story I heard was that Ice Cube's brother-in-law got beat up.
What else did you hear? Did you hear that before all this happened, that it ain't like that just happened?
Well, never just happens.
Yeah.
But there was friction.
It was conflict, But I went to Cuba about 4 or 5 times before the conflict jumped off.
Okay.
And told him to correct the situation. So that's the part that everybody leave out, I think.
Right.
I didn't. Nobody didn't intend on starting nothing or nothing even like escalating to that level. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to somebody 5 times before it escalate, then you was trying to be diplomatic about the situation.
Right. I mean, the problem is that you're talking about Ice Cube's wife's brother.
I understand.
So now Ice Cube gets put in a weird situation where...
Well, it depends on how weird you want to be. Because if it was my wife's brother, I would have told him he can't fuck my money up.
Right.
And he can't be out of line with nobody I'm getting down with. And if you got that big of a problem with him, stay at home. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how you handle it.
Yeah.
My wife brother wouldn't have stopped shit for me.
Right.
With them. But so it just depends on how you handle things. And so I personally never, me and Cube didn't have no fight or no nothing like that. We had an argument, but okay. I thought that was it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
How was Dub C during this whole situation?
He wasn't in it.
He wasn't involved at all?
No,
Okay.
he wasn't involved.
So he was, this thing from escalating anymore, or considering how close he was to both of you?
I think it came to so much of a head that, at one time that, it was.
Yeah. So that is Mack 10 on Vlad TV. He did this interview. This is 3 years ago. So this interview he did 3 years ago. Ice Cube just did his interview with the Breakfast Club last week. It was Friday. That interview came out this past Friday. So we hearing 2 different stories. So Reggie Wright, Ice Cube, of course, said he didn't want to talk about it, so he didn't really chime in. Reggie Wright Jr., who was in the music industry and was around during the Death Row days and the West Coast days, he said that Mack 10's, gang affiliates robbed Ice Cube's brother-in-law, Kim's brother, his wife's brother. And then she pretty much wanted, to cut ties with Mack 10. So, of course, Ice Cube is going to follow his wife, you know what I'm saying? So that's family. So, but Mack 10 is saying that wasn't the case. He's saying that he had problems with Ice Cube's brother. Ice Cube's brother was I guess they was having some issues, and Mack 10 was going to Ice Cube to prevent it from escalating 5 times to the point where I guess a fight broke out and Ice Cube's brother-in-law got beat up. So he didn't mention anything about a robbery. So I don't know, man. You have the truth, you have a lie, and somewhere in between is what did it say? The truth, the lie, somewhere in between the truth. Anyway, whatever it is. What do y'all think about this, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles Hernandez World. Y'all take care. Thank y'all for watching.